Hello, everyone. Welcome to Pittsburgh Land Bank's meeting for Friday, February 14th. This is the official meeting for the Pittsburgh Land Bank, and we're going to start with roll call. I'm Bobby Wilson. I'm the chair of the Pittsburgh Land Bank. Sally, if you could take the roll for us.
Thank you, Chair. This is Sally Stadelman, manager of the Pittsburgh Land Bank. Councilman Bobby Wilson.
Here.
Councilman Daniel Lavelle.
Here.
Councilman Kahari Mosley.
Here.
Director Wanda Wilson.
Present.
Director Jennifer Cash-Wade.
Here.
Director Kirk Berkeley. Director Steve Mazza.
Here.
Director Tamara Dudikovich.
Here.
And Director Tammy Thompson.
Here.
All right. We have
Thank
quorum
you.
back to you.
Thank you. And this puts us into the public comment part of our meeting. And for everyone wishing to make public comment today, you'll be given 2 minutes. We also have public comment at the end of the meeting as well. So please use the raise hand function in the bottom of the menu if you wish to speak. And as a reminder, public comment, as I mentioned, is taken before and after the meeting. So make sure you mention your name, neighborhood, and the organization that you're affiliated with. I'm sorry, you're given 3 minutes to speak. So that's my fault. I'm thinking about.
All right, Chair. I have one speaker so far with their hand raised. So we can start there with Sheila Pamplin.
I'm sorry. Hi, can everyone hear me?
Yeah. Hi, Sheila.
Hi, everyone. How's everyone doing?
Good.
Thank you.
Good. Yes, hi. My name is Sheila Pamplin, and my property is 520 Cedarhurst Street, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 15210. I was giving you guys information from Judge King in Mount Oliver, and the property has been deemed condemned, and there's back taxes on it. And so he, wanted me to, reach out to you guys and see if you were willing to take on the property for me to donate it to you all. I have tried so many different organizations and different buyers. However, everyone has backed out, and it seems like you guys may be my last resort into trying to help me get this property under control, I guess. And if you guys will, I'm willing to donate it to you all and, move forward from there.
Thank you, Sheila.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Is there any questions I need to answer or?
Yes, Sheila, public comment is for you to, tell us what, is important to you, and so that we can hear that. But typically, the board doesn't make comment back during the meeting.
I see.
We can definitely reach out. I think Sally, you have Sheila's information?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've tried everything that I know to do, as far as going to get buyers and different organizations that the judge has recommended. And as my last court hearing, he recommended you guys. And so that's when I reached out to Sally. Yes.
Okay. Thank you for your comments.
Yes, thank you.
The next speaker we have is Carl Greedley.
Hi, my name is Carl. I live at 242, I don't live at, the house is at 243 Moore Avenue, 15210. I met Sally in Magistrate King's office in December to talk about the house. I tried to sell it in 2006. The person ended up walking away without filing the deed, and it's kind of been in limbo since then. We've tried to take care of it, but haven't been able to keep up with any of the taxes and payments on it. At some point, someone kind of stripped the house. I had someone that was taking care of it and working on like bringing it back to livable state, but he died in May. And while I'm in the middle of having the parking pad rebuilt, it's just more than I can handle. And it would be nice to see it put back to use in a way that is productive rather than sitting there abandoned at the moment.
Thank you, Carl. Next up, I have John Welch. Perhaps Reverend.
Good afternoon.
Yes, Reverend Welch. Hello.
Yes, how are you all? Calling regarding the parcel that's adjacent to our church on Lincoln Avenue. We've been trying to acquire that parcel for years. Well, at least years prior to my coming. I've been at the church now for almost 4 years, and we've been trying to buy it during my 4-year period of time prior to it going to the land bank. Going back and forth between the city and the URA, trying to find out who owned it. We've been maintaining it for double-digit years, probably close to 15, and it happens to be next to 2 other parcels we already own. So, given the fact we've been maintaining it, we really want to have that contiguous, have the contiguous lots there, so that we can at least begin to strategize and plan on how we want to develop on that corner. It's on the corner. Well, our properties are on the corner of Terrett and Lincoln, the 2 adjacent properties there. The one we're trying to get is on Lincoln, but it's next to our church where we're on the corner of Shetland and Lincoln.
Thank you for your comments, Reverend Welch. And that the members will see that parcel on our agenda later today. So let me pause for one more moment here. I don't see any other raised hands. Is there anyone else that would like to make comment? Okay, seeing no raised hands, I will pass it back to you, Chair. Give me one moment to get our screen share back up.
Thank you, Sally. That brings us to the chairman's report, and we have the approval of the 2024 board meeting, December 2024 board meeting minutes on the agenda. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor, please vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Any noes or abstentions? Motion passes. That moves us on to nominations, and we will start with so the floor is open for the nominations. So let's start with the position of the chairman. Are there any nominations for chair?
I nominate Councilman Bobby Wilson for chair.
Second.
Okay, so we have any other nominations? That moves us on to nominations for vice chair. Are there any nominations?
I nominate Council President Daniel DeVell for vice chair.
Second.
Are there any other nominations for vice chair? Okay, that moves us on to nominations for secretary. Are there any nominations for secretary?
I'll nominate Councilman Corey Mosley.
Second.
Okay. Are there any other nominations for secretary? That moves us on to treasurer. Are there any nominations for treasurer?
I nominate Director Wanda Wilson for treasurer.
Second.
Are there any other nominations for treasurer? Okay. So if the board is okay, I'd like to vote this. If there's no other nominations, I see that there aren't any other competing nominations. So as you have it, what's up for vote? If we could vote this as a slate here with Councilman Bobby Wilson as chair, as vice chair, Council President Daniel Vell, and then as secretary, Councilman Corey Mosley, and Director Wanda Wilson as treasurer. And is there a motion to accept the chosen officers for the board nomination, chairman, vice chair, secretary, and treasurer?
Second.
Second? I think I missed it. I think there was a second, right?
Yes.
Thank you. All those in favor? please report by saying aye.
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 Any noes? Abstentions? Okay. Congratulations, everyone. Those nominations are accepted, and those are the chosen officers for, I believe, for the entirety of 2024, and then we have elections again in a year. Is that correct, Sally?
Yes, that is correct. We've met our obligation of electing officers at our annual meeting.
Every year. Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone. That moves us on to treasurer's report. And we do have 3 actions, and at this time in the meeting, if our treasurer director, Wanda Wilson, could take over. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. We have January financials completed. Not a ton of activity, but we have some activity in the income statement and board approval of this expense that is here on the screen. We do still are working to finalize the year-end financials, so we'll have those at the next meeting. But I can report that I'm happy to see that the 2025 budget is entered in the 2025 financials, and so we're all squared away and getting the year started with being able to run everything. The budget's entered and everything. There's just a few additional things waiting to be entered as year-end expenses. We just don't want to run those year-end financials until all of that is complete, which is relatively standard process for completing your year-end close. So that's happening right now, and we should have those financials soon, and I'll be able to present them to the board next meeting. So I would make the motion to accept the January 2025 financial report and approve the January monthly expenses of $10,953.70.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any noes or abstentions? Okay, motion passes. And is there one more item, Director Wilson?
I think that was it. If people had any discussion or questions, I'm happy to field them. But yeah, pretty simple this time.
Apologies. We do have an approval
For the audit.
For the audit, and
Okay.
I apologize. I don't have a matching slide for it. It's just
Okay.
on the.
So yeah, we need to get the auditors underway. So the audit of the 2024 financials. And let me look at the name. Sorry, just the name of the company.
If you want, Treasurer, I could read the motion.
Yeah, if you could, that'd be great.
Into them. Okay, great. Thank you. Motion to authorize PLB staff to enter into an agreement for audit services with McGee, Maruka and Associates, PC, for the PLB's 2024 annual audit in an amount not to exceed $7,000.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any noes or abstentions? Motion passes. Moves us on to staff updates. And at this time, I'll give this to Sally.
Thank you, Chair. First, I'm going to run the board through our standard monthly update on the progress of properties, moving through the land banks inventory. We're now up to 17 completed sales. We have several pending closings that should be coming up here very soon, as you can see on the screen here. Moving on, closing on several properties that will be transferring to PHDC, as well as Habitat for Humanity. Again, just some quick. Here we are working on clearing title on the properties that you see before you on the screen. a couple of closings. Again, just had to keep a couple of my favorite pictures here in the PowerPoint. We continue to be on hold for these properties that we had approved last year that are in a conservatorship case. The conservatorship has still not been resolved. So no updates there. Additional properties we are working on clearing title to. We have some final orders that were just issued this last week. Again, some additional final orders that were issued through the courts. And we're able to begin closing on those properties once the 30-day appeal period passes. And then here are our properties that are will be arriving very shortly in our inventory. All of the properties that the board had approved last year that were part of Federal Home Loan Bank applications, all projects were fully funded by Federal Home Loan Bank. So we're excited to bring those into the inventory and get those processed and back out the door. And we expect those deeds to be here in the next 1 to 2 weeks. And again, majority of these are with, and including several properties that will be going into our pilot residential rehab program. We don't have any open objection periods, but we did have objection periods expire on 4 properties, 826 and 828 Shawnee, Lincoln Avenue and Dearborn, and we did not receive any objections, inquiries, questions about any of those properties. We don't have any updates on the property reserve. And I did just want to share with the board that we received the deed from the county for 7604 Mulford Street, also known as the family home of Mr. Teeny Harris. So we were able to go and get that property secured. And we look forward to cleaning it out or working to schedule some time to walk through with the family and the University of Pittsburgh to make sure they can preserve any relevant historical artifacts. So it worked. And just a quick update on our residential rehab program. We are expecting our 3 properties on High Street to be live on the MLS over the weekend or early next week. We've got those all cleaned out and secured and ready for buyers to walk through. And the next 2 properties we expect to bring through that sale are the 2003 and 2005 Boulevard of the Allies. Yeah.
So, you said they're ready for listing. That just means that like the stabilization has occurred, just like the basic.
Exactly. Oh yes, here. And that's actually
okay.
Here is the example of we've got all that stuff cleaned out. This is a picture of the inside of 1266 High. Mm-hmm. And we're removing any kind of loose debris. You can see we took all that poured drywall down so the potential buyers can see what's going on behind the walls. Mm-hmm. Because we want to make sure they are prepared. And yeah, debris, a little bit of demo. This property actually has a beautiful wooden floor that was that you couldn't see, that we've now exposed. So it just gives it a kind of a clean, fresh look. So our buyers can tell what is going on. And then of course we have to clear the title first as well, and then enter into the sales contract with the realtor.
Right. And refresh my memory. Is there any like roofing work done or anything like that?
Not on these ones, but we could. That we could absolutely.
That is part of stabilization if needed.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes. So far we haven't had any, but I expect that the 7 properties in Perry Hilltop and Fineview that the board approved in December, there's at least one that are going to need. We actually were stopped by a neighbor who said that the slate roof was actively falling off of the house. So gotcha. I think we'll have 1 or 2 in that next batch coming in the next 2 to 3 months.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but that's absolutely the intention, is we want to make sure we're stopping active damage. So these properties will still be standing once we get the title cleared and have them up on the market.
Sure. Thank you.
I think that's, and again, just always wanting to share out our requirements for the program. Also listed on our website. A couple other report outs for the board. We have our 2024 annual report has been submitted to City Council per ordinance requirements and is also posted on our website. Board members can find that in our file folder for this month. And the land bank is also currently hiring. We are looking for a real estate transactions coordinator. That position can be found on the URA employment page. The link is below. We're looking for a highly organized individual to help manage our acquisition and closing processes. All right. And with that, I will send it back to you, Chairman.
Thank you, Sally. We have 5 action items that we have to take a vote on today. These are resolutions 7 through, let's see here. So,
Sorry,
Sally,
Chairman.
I have 7 through
Director
9.
Maz has to leave, so we were just sending him out the door.
What's that?
Oh, we were just sending Director Mazza out the door. He had to leave at 1:30. So I need you to actually repeat what. Are you just sending it my way to go through?
No, I'm sorry. I was just saying how many resolutions we have. Regardless, we have, but do we have to take action on A, the authorization for the land bank manager to enter into contracts? That seems like that's an action item that we have, but I don't see it as a resolution number.
Yes, it is right under, and typically we only list the resolutions for the sales of property, but I can certainly change that.
Yeah, that's fine. If you
But
could
yes,
walk us through, if you want to start, well, let's just start with that one. So we need an authorization for the land bank manager to enter into seller's listing contract for the sale of real estate not to exceed $8,000. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
There a second?
Second.
Okay, discussion. Sally, you want to?
Yeah, a little bit of background here. So there's 2 reasons that this is on the agenda today. First, the per prior land bank board approval, we require the board must vote on any contracts over $5,000. Here in the and the second reason it is here is that the board just will need to authorize me in order to enter into these contracts. These are very standard legal agreements. We do have law review them as well. But if anyone's ever filled out a seller's listing contract, it is 11 pages of the worst video game you've ever played. But really, it's a lot of basic information and a lot of busy work. And I just want to make sure that I'm able to complete that in a timely manner to get properties up and listed. So we're looking for approval for that today.
I'll just have a question about the amount of, aren't some of the properties that we're listed for a higher price than $8,000?
This isn't the sales price. This is the realtor's commission. And yeah, so what I'm running into is that, which we may find, again, I'm going to work to make sure we're finding the very best price, but, realtors are proposing that, we're including payment for the buyer's agent as well. And it's been bumping us up a little bit higher than 5,000. So I just gave us some cushion here.
Yeah, it might be, could we amend this to be clear that that's what we mean? Maybe we would say contracts for real estate commissions not to exceed, because the language just seems unclear to me.
Yes, absolutely. Can I also just pause if we could address the echo? I don't know if everyone else is struggling with Chairman, I think it might be, if maybe you could mute for us, that might, maybe that will see as that will. But yes, Director Wilson, we can definitely amend it. I could reread it into the record with a new, let me see here. For each, we could say for a contract not to exceed $8,000.
Or for realtor commissions not to exceed.
Yes, okay. For realtor commissions, yeah. All right, great. I'll say realtor
Because
commissions.
the contract would list the listing price, and that's not what you mean. You mean how much commission we're paying. So I think we should just say that.
Shall I read that new authorization back into the record and have a new vote?
Yeah, so am I still having an echo here? Sorry.
It's good when you're speaking, it's fine. But it was just when we were.
So if there's a we can make an amendment here. If there's a motion to amend the language, then we should make that motion, say it out loud, and then we vote on that.
Move to amend the previously read statement regarding sellers, the contract that the land bank will enter into with sellers to list properties.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. Is there any discussion on the motion? Okay, with that, let's vote on the motion on the amendment. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Any noes or abstentions? Okay, motion passes. Now we have the amended authorization. So is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I'm sorry. Is there any discussion on this?
Oh.
Okay. No. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Any noes or abstentions? Our motion passes. And Sally, if you can, we move on to resolution number 7. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, if you can walk us through that one.
Resolution number 7 is an authorization for the Pittsburgh Land Bank to acquire block 125B, lot 46 at 0 Lincoln Avenue in the 12th Ward from the city of Pittsburgh, and to prepare the properties for sale at a cost not to exceed $8,000 using ARPA funds, and authorization to convey the same property to the 6th Mount Zion Baptist Church.
Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion?
Brief discussion. Yeah, and I just want to, mention that, 6 Mount Zion Baptist Church is a historic house of worship in the Larmer section of the city, and do, a variety of important community work beyond the faith work that they do with their congregation. And Reverend Welch, who spoke, earlier, is doing, really transformational things, with that house of faith, getting more involved with food justice work and urban agricultural work. I don't know exactly, what the specific plan, for this parcel is, but I am aware of the very important and significant work that they do in the community. So I just want to mention that and lift up all the incredible work that Reverend Welch and Six Mile Zion Baptist Church do in the community.
Great.
Thanks.
Any other discussion?
And just to add a little more detail on the sale, per their application, Six Mount Zion is looking to use this as a green space for events and activities that happen at the church, as well as some community gardening. And then for reference, the image that you see here, the church is located to the right. 125B42 is the church. And then they also already own 125B48.
Great. Any other discussion? If not, let's take a vote. All those in favor, please report by saying aye.
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 Any noes or abstentions? Motion passes. That moves us on to resolution number 8. Sally, if you could read the resolution.
Resolution number 8, authorization for the Pittsburgh Land Bank to acquire Block 10J, lots 259 and 260 at 0 Bedford Avenue in the 5th Ward from the Urban Redevelopment Authority of Pittsburgh using ARPA funds, and authorization to convey the same properties to the Neighborhood Resilience Project for $17,790.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Right, discussion.
Just for some background, so the image you're seeing on the screen, 10J256 is where the Neighborhood Resilience Project is currently located. They own this building, and they are looking to purchase the 2 lots behind the building for parking. That's see them in the image there. Ooh. Just kind of a simple expansion. And I do believe, I think someone was here. Oh, I think I'm getting an email that they might have had trouble getting on, but they were here to make public comment earlier. Oh, so they are here if we would want to go back and grant those 3 minutes, but I'll leave that to the board to, yeah.
All right, any other discussion? All right, if not, let's vote on the resolution number 8, the acquisition of the sales on Bedford Avenue. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any noes or abstentions? Motion passes. Moves us on to resolution number 9. Sally?
Resolution number 9, authorization for the Pittsburgh Land Bank to acquire Block 174 and Lot 91 in the 13th Ward from the Urban Redevelopment Authority of Pittsburgh using ARPA funds, and authorization to convey the same properties to the Afro-American Music Institute at a cost not to exceed $6,000.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there
Second.
a second? All right, discussion.
Just for some background, the land bank has actually been involved since before my time working on this small little parcel in the corner of the Afro-American Music Institute's parking lot. The city had torn down some dilapidated garages there, and we had actually put it in through our property reserve quiet title donation program, and paid to have that title cleared at the time to have it transferred to the URA. And so, we're here today looking to do this transfer back to the land bank because we feel will be the most simple process to reunite this little parcel with the rest of the Afro-American Music Institute's parking lot, which they are planning to rehabilitate in the future.
Great. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor, please report by saying aye.
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 Any noes or abstentions? Motion passes. Move us on to what I'm seeing on my end, Sally. It says resolution number 4. Is that?
Yes, that is a typo. It is in fact resolution number 9.
That'd be number
If
10.
anyone's looking at the online version of the agenda, it should be correct.
I think this one will be number 10, though, right?
Yeah, resolution 10 on.
Okay, so this will be resolution 10.
Oh, sorry, 10. Excuse me. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Resolution 10. Ready for me to read it?
Yes, thank you.
Authorization for the Pittsburgh Land Bank to convey 0 Center Avenue, Block 10R, Lot 152 in the 5th Ward to Mocha Art Gallery at a cost not to exceed $9,000.
Have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
All right, discussion?
Just a little background on the sale. If you recall, the board approved the initial acquisition of this property from the Pittsburgh Housing Development Corporation, who had purchased it on behalf of Mocha at a treasurer sale. So we acquired it in order to clear the title, but at the time just hadn't named our end user. But they were present at that meeting and spoke about the gallery. So we'd now like to get the resolution in place to sell this as a side yard, side yard green space to the gallery.
Any other discussion? All right, let's take a vote on this. All those in favor, please report by saying aye.
Aye.
Any noes, abstentions? Motion passes. And that moves us on to legislative updates. And Sally, can you give us an update here?
Yeah. So I'm happy to report that there has been lots of back and forth between the land bank and the city of Pittsburgh, working to finalize a draft of this agreement. And I think we are imminently ready to share that out with our partners at the school district and the county, which will get us one step closer to being able to access the sheriff's sale and efficiently clear liens and back taxes.
Great.
Can I answer? Yeah.
Any more in regards to that update? Any discussion on any comments from anyone? All right, that moves us into our public comment. And as I mentioned previously, we have public comment in the beginning and end of the meeting. Anyone wishing to make public comment, please raise your hand. With the raise hand function, you have 3 minutes to speak, and please state your name, neighborhood, and or organization that you're affiliated with. Sally, do we have any raised hands in the with our participants?
Let me pause for one moment here to see if we have any raised hands. I'm not seeing any raised hands among the panelists. Going once, going twice. All right, Chair, it does not appear we have any additional public. Oh, actually, Sheila has just put her hand up.
Okay.
Sheila, the floor is yours.
Director.
Hi, I'm sorry. I spoke earlier. Again, this is Sheila Pamplin, and I didn't quite say all that I wanted to say. I don't know. I'm nervous. I don't know why, but I just wanted to give a little bit more background on the condition of the property at 520 Cedarhurst Street. Like I said, it has been condemned, deemed condemned. It's tilting, leaning a little bit to the side to another vacant home, and I'm just in fear of it collapsing. I don't want anyone to get injured or any other properties damaged by this property. So I just wanted to add that to what I said to you guys previously. And, just thank you for your time and thanks for listening to me.
Thank you, and thanks for sharing your concerns and everything. We'll certainly work with you on your concerns to Sally will follow up. Right, Sally?
Yes. Yes, Chair.
So we'll take care of that outside the meeting, but really appreciate you making a comment here about what you're going through. Is there anyone else wishing to make public comment?
We have no other hands raised.
Okay, if not, our next meeting, I'm looking at the agenda here, the board meeting schedule. Our next meeting is scheduled for March 14th. And so we will see everyone then. Is there any other comments from the board at this time before we adjourn? Okay, is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor of adjourning the meeting, please report with saying aye.
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 Any
Aye.
opposed? All right, we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.